Hello, and welcome to another mission update from the Spring of Health in Serbia. First of all, we would like to thank all of you who have reached out to us after our last video update. As you already know, we have found ourselves in a rather delicate situation with our neighbor wanting to sell his property that surrounds us. The potential buyer was a developer who was planning on building many housing units. We met with the owners and expressed a desire to purchase the property, trusting the Lord would provide the means. The owners said that we would have to wait, since they are having problems with the rest of the title owners and court systems are involved in it. To this day, the owners have not contacted us, nor was the property sold. We truly believe the Lord has answered our prayers and is not allowing the sale to happen for now. We trust He will take care of it in His own way and in His own timing. Until then, we continue with the work He has entrusted to us. Through the last 7 years of our active work here in Serbia, you could have seen us helping people with their physical needs using God's methods, educating, lecturing, publishing, hosting education seminars, translating, counseling, working on the grounds, gardening, making natural products, and many other things which are needed for a ministry to run smoothly. This year was no different, and it started with helping several guests with their physical needs using a plant-based diet, walks in nature, gardening, and hydrotherapy. Through the unfortunate circumstances in Ukraine, we were able to help a family to find a temporary shelter in our home-based sanitarium while they figure out where to go next. The summer was spent with our dear friends from UC Pines, Teresa and Kimberly Codimer, and Don Miller, who were involved as speakers in the first missionary and trade education camp meeting at the theological seminary. They also recorded a couple of lectures about trade education at the recording studio. After the summer ended, we were again joined by our dear friend Don Miller, who was invited to Macedonia. The lectures were held at a vegan restaurant recently opened by our friend. All of us found something to do there, helping in the kitchen or providing special music. Brother Don also recorded his lectures, which were translated into the Macedonian language. Next, we went back to Serbia and held lectures in the city of Niš and had a visit to a local elementary school. In Belgrade, we held another lecture for the students of the theological seminary and had a lecture at the Adventist High School in Novi Sad. After Macedonia and Serbia, it was time to go to Bosnia and Herzegovina, where Brother Don and Alberto had lectures in the cities of Mostar and Sarajevo. Just before Brother Don left for the US, we were able to fit in a couple more Zoom lectures. Reflecting on all these busy years behind us, we were even more convinced of a need to expand our ministry. This would mean that our family needs to move out of the main house in order to provide more rooms for the guests and students who would be trained in medical missionary work. Once again, we went to the drawing board, trying to figure out where we could move to still be close enough to the main house in order for the ministry to run smoothly. We have decided that the old barn would be a perfect place to build a smaller house where our family could move into. Besides the living quarters, we would also have a place where we could make our natural products, which until now were done in our main kitchen, where we also make food for our guests. This will help us tremendously, enabling us to make much bigger batches and expand our palette of products, increasing our sales and helping us financially to support our ministry. We met with the architect, and by God's guidance, the plans were made and shortly after approved. Next was finding the right team for the job. As the prices for the workers as well as the building material has skyrocketed in the past 2 years, we knew we would need help from the Lord to find the right people for the job. Alberto met with several contractors. At the end, the worker who helped us with the main house as well as the hydrotherapy building gave us the price, which is exactly half of the prices we got from the other contractors. He told us he loves working for us and therefore he has a special price for us. Alberto was also very busy calling around trying to find the best price for the building materials. After all these things were in place, we started tearing down the old barn and preparing the grounds for the new building. The first phase of the project will consist of building the house and putting it under a roof. The second phase will consist of indoor work, and the third phase will consist of remodeling the main house rooms for the guests. As in the past, we are starting this project by faith, trusting the Lord will provide the necessary means. More than ever, we are in a great need of your prayers, as this is the biggest project so far we are entering into, but also entering confident that this is the Lord's will for our ministry in this great time of need. We will be starting the construction work by middle of March of 2023 and are planning on finishing both the first and the second phase by the end of summer. If you feel impressed and are in position to help us financially, we have calculated the first phase would require around $25,000. Thank you for your support and continual prayers. May God richly bless you.